Hello and welcome. Today is all about Batman versus Marvel, as you can see in the title of this video. Now the reason is because the Batman Shadow Box has just won the last round of polls regarding of what will be potentially the next live build. So we are down now to the final two categories. We're going to put Batman versus Marvel for the different sets. What we're going to look at is the different Batman sets that are available currently, bearing in mind it's for display purposes and also for a live build. We're going to add up all the money, which will be very, very painful, and then work out what Marvel sets that we can get for that price as well. Take a good look at everything in both detail. But first thing first, we'll start with the Batman Shadow Box. So the first thing to look at in detail is the poll winner, which is this Batcave Shadow Box. Now, first thing first, massive congratulations and a thank you to Jay's Toy Collection UK. We went over this in massive detail last weekend, and we've actually figured out between us that it is the 89 and 92 film with a couple of hidden Easter eggs from lots of different bits and pieces. So I want to go through this with you. I don't think, to be honest, the actual photos from the LEGO website do this justice whatsoever. So what we will do is we'll go over absolutely everything, including the minifigures. Then I've got a second tab open because I want to compare this Batman logo and minifigure to the other car, because apparently there's slight differences in the car, and this one does shoot as well. And then, like I said, I want to have a look at the the Batwing, this big thing here in the smaller version. So I want to have a look at that, because I have got an idea with regards to the tumbler that is out at the moment as well, the big UCS tumbler. That is in a huge sale at Smith's, so it very much depends on what might be the first live build. Do we do the Batcave Shadow Box? Do we do the tumbler? There will be a poll running at the end of this video, so you can go and hunt that down, and then you can write in the comments what you think, or you can just take part in the poll and we can have a good look. Now, these are the minifigures in question, so we'll start off with the minifigures. You can see as we go from left to right, there are some fantastic minifigures. Now, what I've learned is this minifigure just here, where it's got the blue head, that is obviously this spare suit. That is the suit that he puts on after he's been attacked by Catwoman, but also this is the only one with the cape that will fit in the car as well. So that is why there's two of those in there. There's slightly different headpiece, slightly different cowl mold, but you can see the actual suit is different on those. Now on the other one, which will be, in fact we'll do that now, because we might as well do minifigure on minifigure. If we have a quick look at Batmobile, and we'll have a quick look at the other car, hopefully that'll just pop straight up, and then we'll be able to see the logo here should be different. So if we have a look at that, you can see the logo on the side. You've got the sharp bits and the sharp point, so you can see what the wings and everything look like on the actual bat. And then when we come over to here, it does look ever so slightly different. Now, it should be quite the difference with regards to the bits and pieces on it. But if you haven't got an eagle eye, what you have got here, look, is you've got the curve and the bit that comes down, and then it's a curve and obviously another curve, as you can see, and then it's flat with the two little bits and pieces up at the top. And then this one, it's much more at a point, and the points actually go the opposite way onto the outside, and you can see the bits up top for the ears are also completely different. Now, with regards to the wing pattern as well, they are similar, so as it curves round, so the bits on the side, they are quite similar, but you can see just the bits at the bottom. So the logo from this film is different to the 92, because I do believe, before we get too confused with everything, this is based on the 89 suit, and then you have got the 92 suit, which is these two logos here. That's why these two logos match, and there are big differences within the cave as well. Then obviously as we come over, you then got Bruce Wayne, you got Alfred, which I think both look absolutely brilliant as well. And then coming over, we have got the Penguin. Now, if we stick with Bruce Wayne and Alfred, and we'll have a quick bit of detail on the inside of the actual bat box itself, before we go over all of the functions and just the other little bits and pieces. So we did watch 89 and 92. We skipped both films and just looked solely at the Batcave. There's not actually, the Batcave's not in that much, but what they have captured is very, very smart. Let's get off this and find the actual half decent photo. Have they taken photos off? They have. Oh, this is going to be a little bit more complicated. I thought there was other photos in this, but it doesn't seem to be. I thought there was a photo of it open. We'll go for that. So, no, that's not the one I want. Where is Right, we'll just have to go in here. So what they've got on here, you can't see that either. Not good enough, not good enough. The one photo I want, where is it? So that's the back of the box, that's the front of the box. You can't see it. You can't see that from there. Do I have to pause it on the video? No. This is already going to be a long video. I don't particularly want to be messing around like this, but I'm sure they've added in a second video. There was only one video last time. So they've added in somewhere, one of these two videos are new. That one's always been there because it has all the twizzle bits on the back. I could be making this up completely. Right, we'll start off with the twizzle bits and then we'll figure it out because that's really, really annoying. Now, on the side of the box... No, it's not going to do it, is it? Right, we'll get in there. We'll try and get in there. So you can't see it very well on this, which is not great. But this bit here is actually the second film from 1992. This is where you've got the perfect bit with the suit and it's a trap door. So that's where the trap door comes down and then it comes back up again. I think we might see it in the video a little bit better. Now, coming over to here, the graphic on this does move. I didn't realise this. So as you spin it round, it flips between two different scenes from the 1992 film, but they are using the 1989 setup because all these TV screens and everything that we are now, so this is the iconic scene just here, all of this is literally like for like on the 89 film. So, but the logo that we're looking at, what he does is where he sits down at the very, very start when everybody's walking around his Wayne Manor, whereas obviously this is the whip scene with the mannequin. So that is a complete hybrid, which I really like. I like the fact that they've taken both of the first films. Now, the bit here to the left-hand side, this is where I was trying to find the better photo. This is actually taken from the 92 film, where Alfred is then trying to help him, where he's got his earpiece set on. So they've put sort of both of those bits and pieces together. This bit over here is very, very accurate with regards to just the actual trapdoor. And then over on this side here, you have got like an armory and a tool bit, which is where it walks round and it comes down into the car. Now, the car is a bit of a hybrid of both as well, because I think they've taken the way you get in and out of this back box from the 89 film, because the back removes on this and the car can actually drive out. So I never paid too much attention to this, but having a really, really good look and good detail. So I'm really confused with how I've seen what I've seen and not on the Lego website, unless it was from somebody else. But will it show us on this? It might do. So you've got the car, as you can see, which has got the flame on. It doesn't work with the Spaceball parts. So you've got the car with the flame on. Now there's a hidey hole for that flame that goes in the back. Apparently that is a bit of an Easter egg. Now you can see you've got all the tools and everything around in the car, but this bit here is actually where you end up building the bit where the car can come in and out. So as she opens it up, you'll see a bit better just there. Up at the top here, that is where the bits open. So this will open up and close. And this is the drawbridge, which is very, very accurate, where he gets his new suit on. So that is perfect from the 92. And like I said, this is the hybrid from the 89. And I think with regards to this, this is also a bit of a hybrid as well, because where this bit's perfectly wrong, that bit actually does open up so the car can go back out, and that's how you get the car in and out, and that's exactly how we got into the tunnel in the first original film. The only thing I think they have made up is obviously this bit just in here. So that is the bit up there. So that is the only bit that isn't part of it. So this is almost like a montage and a mashup of both of the films on this side. So looking at this now, with the amount of detail that it's got, I think it is very, very good now. So it's one of those that if they make a set that forces you to watch, so there it is. So it is this video. I'm sorry. You can see my face. I am past the point of being tired. The amount of hours that I've done is just filthy this week. But this is the video that... So it wasn't the photos that I'd seen. Me and Jay went in such great detail. We did what we're doing now and actually pausing it. So you can see the drawbridge. That is on a twisty bit on the back. That is a really, really nice piece. And then I would imagine we'll then move on to the next bit. So you've got the brick light. This bit again is on the yellow bit on the back. This is where this opens up, so he can just sort of load up and get some bits and pieces. I think this is almost like their own take, because in the second film, the cave's completely different. So if you're wondering, if you're thinking of having a Batman weekend because it's such a abysmal weekend this weekend, then in the first one, it's very much a case of, obviously it's brand new and under construction, but the second one is on like lands almost, where there's loads of laddering and everything around. And that's another thing that's very, very accurate on this. The amount of ladders that come around and go across with regards to the walkways and gantries, that is absolutely spot on as well. Now, the other thing it does have, it has a lot of bats everywhere, which is obviously a really, really nice touch. So we now watch this again from the beginning. We quickly go through it one more time. So bat number 1, bat number 2, 3, and then on this side, you've got another one there, 4, 5. It's only got the one brick light. Obviously, if you could light it up with a lighting kit, you could get all of these yellow lights to light up, which I think would work very, very well. Now, for some reason, here is the only image that it looks light grey. Whereas if we go to this one, it looks super dark. So I just don't know if it's just the lighting that they've used, because I've said this for ages. I don't know how it's going to look like on a shelf when it's shut. What's it going to look like? It was really hard to see it in the shop, but then I saw a photo of it with just a normal either ring light looking through it, and you can just see every single scene. But even just in here, it's not the easiest thing to see. But again, what it has, which I didn't realise, it has mesh vents across the top to let the lighting down. And obviously you can also, on the side, just on the side here, is you can also open up the flap on the side of the car to come in and out to let more light in on the side. So it will let a lot of light in. So my major concern about this set originally, now I paid a huge amount of detail to it, it's not a concern at all. Now, this is the thing that won the poll. So this is potentially going to be our first ever live build thing that I do in the new space, because we are currently setting up a new area to all the unboxing and everything. I'm obviously come back up into this bit. I've sort of squished into the corner. It needs a lot of repairs up in here, so that's what's going to get done. Now, the other thing that we will look at, which will go against this, could be the tumbler, because it's something to take into consideration for price. But as we're doing pricing, I will get a running calculator up. So we are, for this, it's £3.44. So the tumbler, let me just say this now, the tumbler currently, that is over 200 and something pounds on the Lego website. In Smith's at the moment, I think it's 170 quid. So if you think of it that way, I could do that as a live build instead to test it, because I do have the UCS, I keep saying X-Wing, I'm so tired. The UCS Batwing from 89, and I've also got the UCS Bat Car from 89. Now, if I also got the UCS Tumbler from obviously the Dark Knight trilogy, and then I got the Shadow Box, I could have all of those as a Batman display on the back of my shelf, lit up really, really nice, and it would just be different, because I can't put them anywhere in here. I don't think any of you have really seen these. This is only halfway built because it keeps falling apart, so that would be an interesting live series rather than throwing it through the wall. And the back car that I've got, that is a beautiful looking thing, and it would work really, really well on the shelf. So that is an idea. Do we have UCS display sets of the back stuff on one shelf, and then underneath that we have other little bits and pieces? So I've got to work out how I am going to word the poll, because I am also going to be putting this up against the Marvel stuff. But like I said, we're going to be pricing all of this up. I wanted to have a look at this in massive detail. Yes, okay, the twisty bit on the side is annoying, but then the missiles do pop out. The car that we're about to have a look at in a second, it's the same car, but it's a different size. So that car, if I got it, could just go up in our Marvel DC section, and then I could just keep the Batman with this set or do something, or I just don't get it whatsoever. Depending if I could get the poly bag, it's one of those. It's if and what the best package that we are trying to create I put together, and then potentially on the 1st of next month, go in and get them, and then that's when the live builds start, because by the time I've got that room set up, I've got the internet down there, it's going to be another couple of weeks until this is going to happen. So I really do need your feedback with regards to what you would like to see. But I think it's very clear that it's nice for you guys and girls to see stuff being built that you don't have space for, which completely makes sense. But I'm only going to get the stuff that I want for myself. I'm not just going to do it for the sake of YouTube as well. So even though some bits and pieces I do buy, I'm a bit biased to, because I bought them because I like them. If they aren't very good, then I'm going to say they're not very good. But that is probably the best that we're going to get. And you can see here the image is changed. That's something I didn't really know about. And up at the top just here, there's a couple of little Easter eggs all dotted around. It has so many layers and rockery, and just how accurate all of this is. It's surprising when you see it in the film, and then you just see this one panel. So this just one block, forget where from the car across as one panel looks amazing. It's just a shame that this piece is so big and it takes up so much space. But then at the same time, it is what it is. And if they're going to do more than one of these, and you can just imagine them all shut on display side by side, I think that might look very, very smart. But again, just like that, with a little bit of better lighting, I think you can see what I mean with regards to how nice it will look. Now, before we move on to the next thing, this bit, it looks like they've got the flap down on that, but you can see the yellow twizzle bit there. That is where the door opens up, so that's where the car comes in and out. So again, that's how you don't have to have the car in there. You could potentially put something else in there. You could have it under attack with a couple of the little minifigures. I have been told that I think it's a 50p piece or a 50-cent bit and a dinosaur. I want to say a T-Rex from the comics. Something along those lines. Jay, correct me. I know. Told you. I'm very, very, very tired now. That tired. I just clicked off the wrong bit. Right, this bit. I've ignored this. Completely ignored this. So on the back here, it clearly says what everything is. So you have got the moving artwork on the back, so you can see it flips between the other two minifigures that you've got. The chair bit is the thing that spins around, so that is obviously accurate to the film. That's actually probably the better look of it. So this bit to the left-hand side is not in the 89, that's from 92. And then all of this is 89 only and does not exist in the 92. All of this laddering is just a different configuration of absolutely everything. This drop piece with the two circles is absolutely spot on with regards to it dropping down and him getting the suit after the Catwoman. So, and then you can see there, look, that is what that one is. The weaponry, I think that is just a generic bit. I can't visualize where he goes in. I think it's just from his suit up scene. I think it's where they grab it. To be honest, there's a very, very big possibility, and it's something that me and Jay did not look at. I want to say, which pains me, when George Clooney was a Batman, which I think everybody can agree was one of the biggest mistakes ever, and he's even come out and apologized. I'm sure he has a suit up montage, and that montage involves him picking the weapons up and putting it in his pocket, because it's the stupid thing when he turns round and he does his belt up, and it's the first ever time the suit has those things on, which why they included those onto the suit, I don't know. But if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I mean. I will keep it PG for the younger ones. It's either that or from the third Batman. I can't remember if he has a montage, like a re-weapon. So there might be a little bit of an Easter egg on that. But again, another reason why the tools are down at the bottom is because in the second film the car gets absolutely blown up, doesn't it? It gets demolished, it gets all taken apart, and the Penguin's in his little rider bit, which will be another funny thing to try and do, and that could actually become a little theme park ride up in the main theme park when it's done. So there is a scene where Michael Keaton is using all the tools and then fixing up the Batmobile. That's that done. So if you like that and you think this is going to be the way forward, then obviously keep that into consideration, because this is in the final. This is the final piece. There is obviously now a curveball with regards to that tumbler being put in. So we'll go straight on to the rest of the package. So the package deal for this, because it's only fair to add it all up, would then be $42.99. So that is right for $3.44, isn't it? So it's, yeah, $3.44. Can't forget the 99. I'll round everything up. I think that would just be the easiest thing. So 345, 345, and then we'll just jump straight on to plus 43. So all of this, so this one and the other one that we're about to have a look at come out on the 1st of August. So again, I could just pick them up all up at the same time, or I could get the tumbler because it's in a sale, like I said, or I could potentially get the cave Batbox, the shadow box early, do an unboxing video, and then when it's ready, I can get that, and then I can stagger the bits and pieces that I do, if this is something that I am gonna do. Now, with regards to the car, apparently it's a couple of studs different in length. It has the flame and everything, but it is a different car because it's taken from a different film, and the amount of different bits and pieces that have been modified from the first two films is ridiculous. But if you are a fan of the Batman, obviously it does come with the cool looking Joker. Now this would be a car. There's one or two things now. So on this back shelf we have the Batbox, we have the UCS version of this, and then we have the UCS tumbler on the one side of the shadow box. Then on the other side, we have the small version of this. Then we have the small tumbler that I've got up in the city on the other side. Then I would need to get the 66 back car, because maybe they will do a 66 UCS car as well. So I've got a ultra scale of every one of the special edition minifigures, and the smaller scale, so there'll be like 6 cars on either side. Then maybe try and find something from the Batman movie, and then that is a complete run of absolutely everything until they do something to the new The Batman, which I have got the smaller car of, because that was an option. And then when the display needs to be swapped and changed around, I can just use all the cars in our superhero section, and then we've got it as like a diner, and it's all like almost like a museum, basically. That's the plan. We were going to do like a Bat museum. That's the kind of thing that we came up with, having all the cars staggered around, all the queue lines. Obviously, it would all get tiled outside the front of the shadow box. So you can kind of see where this is going with that, I would imagine now. So again, just quickly go over this. It's 438 pieces, 344 VIP points. It's pre-order now. So obviously, it's one of those where they reckon it's going to be a very, very hotcake seller. I would imagine this won't be an exclusive, so it will go straight into somewhere like Smith's. So you're looking at maybe £8 off in 3 months. Just something along those lines. Again, with the flame, there's some bits and pieces that do twist. So what you've got on here is that on the side, the guns pop up. On the back, you have got something hidden in there. Not too sure what that actually he hides in the back of his car, so hopefully it's accurate. And then you got the other bit that spins around for the flame, because the flame actually turns when the wheels move. So it does look like it's a cool build. So that is, like I said, £42.99. Rounded that up to 43. Now moving on to the next thing. Why? Hopefully being searched that way. So this will be the next one. So we'll run again, 32, same date. 420 we're up to at the moment. Oh, that is horrific. So it soon adds up, doesn't it? It soon adds up. And this is the other thing. So do you wait until the shadow box goes into a sale? Because they do have a big sale on everything at the moment. Because the tumbler is massively cheaper. But again, you can see that he's got his hat on this one. So it's the same minifigure. I think it's got the same torso, the same face print, but he's just got a dual mold. The Batman himself, I think it's the same one. He's got a soft cape rather than the hard cape. This, to be honest, for the scale of what it looks like, for £31.99 is not a bad price, I don't think. I think it looks like it's quite a nice scale. It's a real nice shape. Because looking at that and looking at this box, there are 1 or 2 differences. But then I'm guessing, because this is from 89, this one here is 89. But there are 1 or 2 differences with this, which we will be having a quick. But the biggest difference is this bit. So are they supposed to have a V, or is it supposed to be straight like his helmet or cowl, shall we say? Whereas basically everything else is pretty much exactly the same, apart from it being in a slightly smaller scale. So if I flip it over, and we'll have a look at the back wing, and we can compare the two, because this is something else that I could do, and I could have both of these on the wall side by side. So this is what I've got. This is what's right beside me at the moment. Retired ages ago. It comes to the amazing minifigures, which I haven't even got to yet. I haven't even got to those pieces because it keeps breaking. They're the minifigures that come with it, so I think they would look brilliant on display. I mean, let's be honest, they're just good minifigures, and that is from the weird boombox scene when he walks up the stairs when he's having a meal. That's just such a bizarre scene, but I really do like that minifigure. Need to get that out. I need to find out what bag those minifigures are in. So again, you can see the difference between the minifigures that it comes with, because if we just compare the minifigures of the two to start with, because I could have a little enlarged display. It's the same thing, but obviously I've got the UCS ones first, so completely different for the Joker. Obviously that's not exactly difficult to see, but the Batman is got the same logo, which is good. So the logo is on that one is the spiky bit on the side, so it should be. So the logo is there or thereabouts the same, and you can see the suit is slightly different, and he's got the rubber moulding on this one. This is one of the first times I think they used it, whereas this has just got the soft cloth because you can't get him in the actual thing. So if you don't know what this one looks like, or you've not really paid too much attention, it looks brilliant on the stand. You can have the minifigures just beside it. I can angle this on the shelf as well, so it could basically look like that. So you can now imagine that on its stand, the other two cars on its stand as well with this. The more I speak about it, the more I actually quite like to maybe this idea, because not many people I don't think has done it, and it's because I've got them. That's the thing. I've got these already. This one needs building. I do like the box, hence it's right beside me. But that's the picture that we want. So if we do a direct side by side, he says after changing the minifigures, these are the two. So which one to you, if with your 1989 Batman knowledge, is more accurate? Because the only difference I can see, bearing in mind, obviously, there's a serious amount more pieces in the bigger one, obviously. If I just literally go from there to there, there's not much of a difference, is there? Let's be honest, like the wing shape and everything, it's obviously this is curved like it should be and whatever else. If you then start looking on at the very, very bottom, so I do the same thing, look at the bottom, not far off. They look basically there or thereabouts the same. You can even see the little fins. They look the same. You've got the little blasters up at the top. Obviously, this is where it's slightly different around the cockpit, because you've just got more detail like you should do on the more expensive one. And then the grey pieces on the side, there on both bits, look, so you can see how they are. Now, if we start looking up at the front, so this bit, I think this is the biggest change for me. It's this bit. So which one is better? Is it supposed to be forward, or is it supposed to be out to the side? I don't know. So I'm going to have to watch the film and figure it out, because I don't know. I mean, the cockpit shape obviously is completely different, but it's going to be because this is much, much larger. But this does. They both look brilliant. I think they both do. Both do look very, very good. Now, again, if I just do the same thing with the car, because the car I have as well. So if I get that one up and I get that one up, I do have I've got the Batman, so I've got that Penguin Chase. That's a very nice car. This is the tumbler in question. I'll come back to that though, because that is was it something 50 pounds, £50 knocked off at the moment, and I haven't got it. So where are you? Have I missed it? Am I being stupid? Yes. Batmobile. I know it's retired, but I would have thought it would have been out. So I need that. I need the classic TV Batman. So if this is a project that we're going to do and have all the cars on display, I need to backtrack that one because I couldn't find it. It was one of those where I've said this a couple of times now. It was basically impossible to find. 1989 Batmobile. Splendid. There we go. So this is it here. So again, now we can display. Forget the size, because this thing is absolutely massive, and it was a pleasure to build. Actually, it was really, really nice to build. Now, again, this is the thing, because the suit it comes with, luckily, is completely different. Because I was getting a bit worried that the suit that they had in the 89, it's always nice to get a more expensive set with a slightly different minifigure. Obviously, it's purple, but you can see it has a lot more detail on that minifigure. So you can see it's got all of the trouser print, and it's got all of the different teal. And I think that is more accurate to the film than that one. I think. I want to say it is, because I'm sure I recognise the print on his trousers a little bit more. Obviously, the hands are the same. He's got a nice hairpiece. This one I do believe has a dual face as well. So like I said, I've got all these minifigures, and I've got the stand as well. So it comes with some nice minifigures on this. So again, that's your two minifigure comparison for those cars. And then we will have a quick look. Can we just get a generic? Because this one has the guns that pop up, but it actually spins from the back, so it just looks like it's the car. So that might be the best photo to go for. So we have that from there. Have they been nice enough? Of course they haven't. We'll have to go from that one from there. Right, so front end. you can see already the detail difference, but it's there or thereabouts. So you've got the different curvature on the front with the lights, and again, you've got the same thing on that, but it looks there or thereabouts the same. I think it looks fine. You've got the bit on the side, it's just more detailed on this, as it should be, but it's still there on the side. And then what is going to be the biggest difference? You've got the big curve on the front, and again, they've done slightly different curve on there. So let's be honest, for a smaller scale version of the car, it's not bad, is it? If you're putting it up against this massive thing. Now, the one thing that I would say, because I am very, very particular with cars, that's the only thing that I really poke at, is that I wish these little hubcaps, which will only be like a printed piece, even if it was a sticker, I think would look nicer. So you've got those little nice wheels there. Obviously, they're proper like Technic pieces, so I know it's a little bit different, but I think it might look quite nice if you could just had a sticker on there, or that wasn't such a massive stud. That's the only thing, because I just can't visualize where it was in the film that they stuck out that much, but I know they did in a certain part of the film, I think. So take that with a pinch of salt. But that's it. That's the only thing. So that comes in at. Have I added that on? I have added that on. So we are up to 420. 420 quid for all of that, which is obviously very, very, very pricey and very expensive, but you do get a lot of pieces and a lot of bricks. Now, you can obviously take the price right down by going to the tumbler, either getting the tumbler from here, so you save over 100 quid straight away, or you save 150 quid on that price. So you take it down to the high 200. So there it is. Look, so I can get it for 178.60 from another website, and it's cheaper at Smith's, but it's just that isn't popping up on that. So I don't know why that keeps popping up, but it is quite handy. So this is what this looks like. Now, you just go away for a second. I think the scale of this looks absolutely stunning, and I've got such a soft spot for the Dark Knight. It kind of doesn't make any sense in my head that I've got the big car and I've got this and I haven't got this. And now we're making a display thing. Does this replace the live build of the Shadowbox? Or do I just do this in my own time and enjoy it, and then we do the Shadowbox together? Because what Jay doesn't know yet is that I'd like to do some lives with him at some point, and I can just build this in the background while he talks about toy news, and then I can just show people updates, and then we can do like a bit of a merger. So, but I need to make sure I've got bits and pieces in stock ready. Now, I do believe this one is more sturdy than the other one. Now, I have got the smaller tumbler. In fact, the smaller tumbler again is on the website. It's just quite surprising that they bid all the big UCS versions first, and then they did the smaller one. So that smaller tumbler actually has been discontinued, isn't it? So that is this. So again, it's not far off. I mean, I think this is that driving around my little base plates in the city, I think it's very menacing. The back end of this is absolutely massive, and it comes with a different minifigures. It comes with a really nice scarecrow. So this is a completely different setup on this one, because you've got the scarecrow on this one, which I think looks absolutely fantastic. I need to hunt that minifigure down. I can't remember seeing that for a while. And then obviously you've got the legend, haven't you? So it's worth, to be honest, it's worth all the money just for that. And then you can just have that on display. And it would maybe look quite nice having a picture or a little mini poster behind this platform as well, and have that lit up, because each one of the larger sets have its own individual base plate like this, and I think it's just very, very smart. And then again, they come on their own stand like that. So the nice thing is that even if they are massive, or the depth, the shelf's width, or depth, should I say, doesn't have to be huge. It only needs to have enough space for the other side of the car and then the stud. So, for example, we're a wheel and a half hanging over, but it's not going to matter, because you've got a very, very strong sort of A-frame in there. You know, the only thing I say about Technic is that it's a nightmare when you put it with Lego, but when they get it right, it is unbelievably sturdy, like the base plates, the bases that I've got for the Quinjet and the Guardians of the Galaxy jets and all the other bits and pieces. They are unreal. Like, you can put so much weight on them before they give. But this is the detail of this. Like I said, this isn't a huge, huge sale at the moment. So I could save an absolute fortune and go with this. So I guess what I do in the poll is the poll will include the other two. And then it's a case of, what would you like to see better as a live build? Would you like to see this being built live? Or would you like to see the shadow box being built live? But we are now going to see if we can add up to 420 quid for the Marvel bits and pieces that are coming out. And then if you stuck with me through all the Batman stuff, is what I didn't say at the start, which is probably what I should have done, is then we're going to have a very, very quick look at all of the newer bits and pieces that have come out, because I've not been on here for a week or so. So depending on how long this video is, we'll have a look at all of the new stuff that is on the Lego website as well. But if it's too long, I'll just do it in a separate video. But we want Marvel and we want new, because there is lots of new Marvel stuff coming out, and to keep it the same price. So have I got a pen with me? No, actually, yes I have. Right, so that is our base number. 420 is our base number if we go for everything flat out. So I'll just add that up and then I'll click on it. So that's easy enough, because it would be 95 plus 170 plus 170. So that is those three. So the Spider-Man Final Battle, this is where it's going to get tricky now, because the Spider-Man Final Battle, the Amazing Spider-Man, and the Captain American Shield is £15 more. And obviously, you could come away with all three of those. I'm not, obviously. It's just trying to work out what you're getting for the same amount of money. Now, regarding that poll, the Shield did absolutely nothing, but the Amazing Spider-Man is coming home with me on day one. So that is going to happen. So we're always going to start off with 170. But if we're not going to do that, and we're having this for all weird different bits and pieces, I said this before, I could get the Jim Lee Batman Dots art set. We'll have that in the back burner, because that did pop up. Because it's just a nice display piece. I know it's not Marvel, but it's there. So if I write 104, we could add that in potentially if we can't figure out what else we want. I mean, like the Black Widow bikes, they're needed for me. They're £12.99. Else do we have? There's some key rings that are coming out. I've seen some new bits. There's another Hulkbuster coming out as well, by the way. Which I'm hoping it'll pop up in a second, because it should have come up already, because it's under newest. I haven't got the Doctor Strange thing yet. So if I was to do that at 214, that's 384. So you're still in the underneath. But again, if I did that at the price that it should be, well, what it is at the moment, it's like 150. That's up to 328. So you can get both of those if you wanted to. Right, let me just see. Let's find the new stuff. We'll go through the newest bits and pieces, but not under Marvel, and then see if it pops up, because I don't understand the Lego website sometimes, where if you type in a certain thing, it doesn't come up, but then it will. So the Pirate was second place. I will click on these again after, don't worry. The Pirate was second place. The Cinereal thing is a display thing. Some will come when it comes out. It's not out at the moment. I do want the upscaled Lego minifigure at some point. I like that. I've got a soft spot for the Pac-Man arcade. So potentially, if I can't figure out a load of Marvel stuff, I could get I typed in 19. 179 plus 230. So again, it's cheaper if I got the Amazing Spider-Man artwork and the Pac-Man. That's still cheaper than all the Batman stuff. The Now this is where it starts getting different. These are the stuff that I will click on. So you've got the new Ghost and Phantom 2. That is now available for pre-order. We'll be clicking on that in a minute to have a better look at that. I'll see how long we've been going first. If it's really, really long, I won't, because the file size takes forever. We've got the Black Widow bit that we will click on. Why? Let's put some recommendation. I need to wake up. Right, let's try this again. So the plane I want, but it's not in this bit. Where are we? The Corvette's new. Got the new Star Wars parrots. You've got these mechs. So, right, the things that I've just recently spotted, like when I was doing a little bit of research last night, the Sonic versus the Dr. Eggman has just been given the green light, so that's coming soon. We know about the space roller coaster. This is the thing. Looks they've got another Hulkbuster versus Thanos coming on the 1st of August. What minifigures does it come with? It comes with a golden Iron Man, and it comes with that Thanos, and that's $20.99, and that's a 4+. So the prints on those do look very, very smart, but as I've got them both, I don't need it, but they are still releasing new Marvel bits and pieces. So if you didn't know they were coming, now you do. Now you do. So, because I suppose the most sensible thing and the cheapest thing for maybe most bang of the buck is I get the tumbler and I get the amazing Spider-Man artwork. That's the best of both worlds. So before we go through and click on some of the other little bits and pieces, is there any other Marvel? Is that the only one? So Disney have got some bits and pieces coming out now. We're at the Shadow Box. Now there is a sale on. I've said this. This is the thing that I'm walking a tightrope really, because the Batcave Shadow Box, it's had a lot of good reviews. As you can see, it's 4.5, whereas that's only 2.7. This has been out a shorter time, I think, than this, and they've already taken 20% off this. So is the Shadow Box going to be the next thing that drops into a little sale, because they've got quite a few things in a sale, or has it missed it and it's not going to drop into a sale for a long, long, long time? And if that's the case, I'd rather get the enjoyment out of looking at it rather than waiting 2 or 3 years just to save a couple of quid. I have no idea if this would work. I'm sure some of you might have ideas for a larger than life construction figure. What I could do with this, let me know, because I can't think what I could do with these, but they are making them for a couple of different bits and pieces. I don't know if they would work in my sort of superhero display, which is a merge of Marvel, DC, and a couple of other little bits and pieces. So with regards to that, I don't know. Right, what I need to do is done, so that is fine. So at the moment, the giveaway, if you spend over £200, is these two things. I don't need these. So again, I'm not getting it for the sake of whatever. The VIP days don't include any of these sets. Now, obviously, Captain American Shield, I think would look very nice on display. I don't think it'd be something I could build live. And it was the worst thing in the poll, which doesn't sum up it being well, because I thought what might look quite nice is this and the Thor's hammer, but maybe not. Maybe people don't really care about it too much. So because it's on a stand, they're not showing you the back for a reason. That might be quite difficult to display on a shelf just because of the angle that it's at, actually, unless you can angle it up straight. Yeah, it looks like you. I don't know if that's. But that is the front of it. So it's 18 inches width and 18, so it's just 18-inch as a full circle. Obviously, the box artwork is going to be lovely. I would imagine the instruction manual will be lovely. Price to part ratio again I think is very, very good on this one. So it's a good chunk of money, but you get 3,128 pieces. So again, going back to that tumbler, I think that's the same price as this, and it's 1,000 pieces less, and that's in the sale price. So certain things they do nicely for Marvel and Star Wars and DC, and other things is very, very expensive. Now, what do we need to cover? Because this is obviously going up against Marvel, and we're not doing too well at the moment for Marvel stuff. So we'll brush over these really, really quickly because we've looked at these in massive detail already. Minifigures is what we'll look at, and then this potentially could be something that would just work very, very well. So you've got all three types of Spider-Man. coming through, you've got a nice looking Doctor Strange, MJ, Ned, and then you've got the villains on. Come on, you've got the villains on this side. I think all three of them look really nice. Doc Ock, Goblin, and Electro. I think he looks really smart when he's got his this on. So when he's wearing all of that, that would look really nice on display. And you can see it looks like on the box, which was never actually spotted, you've got the little bit up on here. And then obviously all the other minifigures have their bits and pieces. So this would just be one big battle. This could go in one or two places. This could go as a display piece. Or if we are going to be favouring like a Batman full on display and then something else with just bigger vehicles and just other bits and pieces, this would just work straight up in the bit that I've got upstairs, but I wouldn't be able to build this for a good while, so it would probably still have to go on the shelf in the new room until I fix some problems up in here, which is going to take a long time. Again, that I know I need this because it makes no sense me not having it. And then you've got the ring. So again, cheapest option, get the Doctor Strange set and get the tumbler. In fact, what I will do, let's just go on there now. What we're talking about, this has gone sideways very quickly. So this has gone sideways very quickly, but if we jump to a competitive website, and we just need all Lego, shop all there is. Price, high to low. So you can see some of the stuff they've got. So they're going to get the crane in. Not interesting of doing when you're doing it. So they're going to get the crane in here. Hogwarts is down to $3.99. Loop Roller Coaster is not yet in a sale. That would have put a spanner in the works if that was in a sale. The load of the Technic stuff's in a huge sale. So you can see $4.29 down to $3.39. The Lego Technic stuff dropped massively. $3.19 to $2.99 for the Bugatti. The Cyan is down. Home Alone House is not yet down. The Haunted House isn't down. The Super Mario's, I think, is actually cheaper on the Lego website now because that's in a big sale. They are going to get the shield in, but this is it. So $179.99. That is a big saving. So 180 to 190, 190 to 2. Yeah, 50 quid ish. 50 quid there or thereabouts. So that's a really good saving, I think, because I don't think you're going to get that back in points. I told you this has turned into a very random one, but this is how I do my research. So, God, that scared me. That's the old one. That's the new one. They've re-released it from demand. Right, so somebody work it out for me. My head hurts too much. If you get 1,840 VIP points, that's £10 something, isn't it? Because it's 800 per 5. So we get 10, say 12 quid a point. So you are even at double VIP, it would still be cheaper getting it from the competitor because you're not going to get your money back in VIP points. I know the VIP points is a slow burner, but you can just save yourself 50 quid and then put it on to something else. So I could save 50 quid here and then put the 50 quid towards this, and then this makes it 129. That's my way of thinking, though, because you're going to spend that amount of money anyway. You could just do it that way. The other thing that we are looking at, somebody remind me, there it is. Look, so this is another huge saving. So 158 from 214. Everybody knows what this is. It's available in store. Prime is dropped to 123. I think that's actually cheap on the Lego website currently. Some of the deals on the Lego website are massive. But again, if I got this would just have to go and display down at the bottom, and then until it can come back up, because I'm literally going to have to move all the tables and everything. So it's going to be a big job. But what is that together then? You can do the maths. What is it? We'll round it up to 159 plus 180. That's 339. And that's potentially the most amount of bricks for the cheapest price, because our base number is 420 for those 3 sets. So it's 339. So basically, it's the shadow box. So I can get the tumbler and this for the shadow box. That's a scary way of thinking about it, isn't it? This is where you start working out now, going, oh, can you now justify that shadow box? But if I'm going to do it as a live build, then yeah, I guess. Right, that's down to 150. So that's what Marvel stuff they got. Right, Daily Bugle. Let's do a got need. I've got that one, need that one, got that one, don't want that one, not paying that amount of money for that one. Oh, they are going to get the final battle head in as well. So this is the other thing. You know it's going to go into a sale. So do you get it day one, or do you just get the Lego Store exclusives day one, and then wait a month or two, and then because you can't buy everything at the same time, nor do you have space for everything. But when I'm looking at this, like the Indiana Jones stuff, for example, and this I should have waited for. That's why I'm going to wait for the Jurassic Park. I am going to get every single Jurassic Park set, but I'm going to be there here, so I know that they're going to be much cheaper. I know I don't get the points, but as you can clearly see, the sale outdoes the points. If the points were the same as a sale price, I would go to the Lego store every time and then just accumulate the points because I can buy theme park tickets with it. There's a lot of stuff you can also do with your points. So this is expected on the 1st of August, and it's the same price of $94.99. So there's maybe that way of looking at it of do you just wait if it's here day one because the claw, the Wolverine claw, that's going to go into a sale very quickly, I think. And for the sake of keeping Jay happy, I will get it because it's the class of '97, which he loves, and I shall have that on my display, and it will keep him nice and happy. So looking at all the stuff that's for Marvel, it's not looking. It is literally looking like it's going to be either the shield or the painting and the that crest, that picture's up there, the final battle. But the final battle and the shields will be going into a sale, or I get it day one and just enjoy it. But with all the other bits and pieces that are coming out, do you really need to worry? So let us know. I'm gonna word the poll somehow. It's either going to be just two or three. I'm either just going to put what should be the next main purchase. Do I just go for multiple Marvel bits and pieces, which is going to be something of what we've seen up to a close price point of what we've been working out, or do I just go full Batman display and I can either go off and get the tumbler or I do the shadow box? Um, Yeah, well, I'll work it out in a way of what makes sense for the live because I know you guys and girls want a shadow box for a live build, or I might do two individual polls. I might do what would be the best live build to get and what would be the best display. Or I could work out what would make the best display. Do we do a Marvel display or a Batman display? No, actually, that'd be a better one for the pricing that we've done. What would make the better display? Multiple odd Marvel sets to start with, because I haven't got space to put them anywhere, so it will just be a random shield, random painting, and a random Doctor Strange set. So it's all very random. Or do we have all the Batman stuff where we'll have the car, Shadowbox, Tumbler, and then all the smaller cars around it on the shelf with all the nice lighting? I've already convinced myself what would look better down there, but the Marvel stuff I think looks very smart as well, and I do like the Amazing Spider-Man artwork. So I'm not saying I'm not going to get it, just saying what should I get first. And it was just working out to a price point of that. I'm not going to be getting £500 worth of stuff on the 1st of next month because that is just insane. Now, what else is insane is the amount of stuff that is coming out on the 1st of next month. So all I want to do is now go through with you very quickly the new stuff because I cannot believe all the new stuff that's come out real quick show and tell, and I'll go in this in a much greater detail after. So if you stuck with me through the Marvel DC stuff, yeah, that is correct, then thank you. But we'll have a quick look at this. So we have clicked on all of this so far. This I think a lot of people like with regards to the minifigure count. Because you get a lot of them, so that is all the minifigures you get. In fact, there's more than minifigures than that, I do believe. Yes, there's lots of minifigures, so they're all the minifigures that you get. So you can see it's the medal scene, which is just a very odd thing to do. But if you want the full team, I guess it's just a good way of you getting it. So price point for minifigures, I don't think it's too bad. I don't think I need this whatsoever, because I've got no way of using it, even though it does look like it could be used as a nice entrance to. You could use that as a Jurassic Park display. Just put the minifigures in the Star Wars section and just use that somewhere else. It almost looks like it's a shop. But what's on the back? No, you definitely can't do that on the back end. But I'm sure somebody will convince me that I need it. There's one or two Star Wars fans that are out here, but that is the speed that we're going to be looking at these. So there are a lot of new stuff. Where is all this new stuff? The car Corvette, smart, some more little Star Wars stuff. Now I know the one that everybody will be wanting to do. In fact, I think there might just be two, so I don't want to milk this too much. The Dr. Eggman, let's have a look at that. That's the first time I'm actually clicking on this. $57.99, 1st of August 2023. Points 464, 615 points. Item number 76993. And you get, oh, okay, so you actually get a Eggman finally. So that is a cool looking thing. It's a shame that for me, it's something I won't get because it's of the levels, but obviously it's not meant as a collector's piece. It's supposed to be played with, and I completely understand that. But the Green Hill one that I got from the Lego Ideas, I really do like that, and I wish they did another one, and I would have displayed them all clipping together. I'd like to think the Lego Ideas set sold enough that they then made these for the younger ones. But it looks smart, it looks nice. So if you're an Eggman fan, there we go. So let us know what you think in the comments below. But it does look like it's a good little bit of fun. So 57.99, that could be yours. So that could be splendid. We've clicked on the mechs before. If you're a fan of the mechs, and obviously let us know. I've got to click on this. I've been talking about this all the time. This is what I want to get. I think this is the thing that a lot of people did like as well. It's got a lot of hidden Easter eggs in it. I do really like the artwork on it. So I think for the sake of myself and just doing this as a slow build, I think I could potentially get this day one or whenever, to be honest. Just do a little unboxing video for you all and then just build it slowly. Or maybe I could just build it up on the as the next thing on the live and just see what this looks like to build up for the Lego art stuff. But you can see it looks like one very, very thick instruction manual, but I don't know how you would end up putting all that together. So video. Sound off, quick look at the video. What do we have going on here? So you've got QR codes for potentially building instructions. So that's how you add, unless, it's an audiobook. I can't listen to the audio, which is obviously annoying, but it might come with its own audiobook. I have to give that a read. The head turns as well. Yes, okay, it does look very smart. I know some of you don't like it, some of you love it. But I think that will sell. I think that will sell well. So it's 2,099 pieces. Obviously, that is an egg already. 18 plus 1,360 VIP points. Build, listen, relax. Enjoy listening to the soundtrack, which is tailor-made to enhance the time spent. That'd be interesting. So, is it just going to be well, I was about to say a 3 hour soundtrack, but I'm not going to get that built in 3 hours. So obviously there is something to listen to. So that will be an interesting one to experience and then share with you all. So the other thing that is kind of be coming out, this is a new thing that I've not yet clicked on. If you're a fan of the motorbikes and Technic, you do have the new Yamaha, the MT10. So I know some of you do like your motorbikes. If I was a motorbike fan, I would have picked up every single one of the motorbikes that have come out from day one, I think, because I think they look stunning, and they don't take up as much space as the cars, obviously, because they're not as wide. But I love, obviously, this one. I love all the blue and everything on there. But they have done a couple of different Ducatis and a couple of Yamahas as well. So there are some nice things to this, and it maybe, because they are doing bikes. They've started to do bikes more recently. We might get a larger scale Marvel DC bike in that scale, like the cars, to match. And if they did that, I would be all over that. Right, let's click on the load more. So we have already clicked on the Pirate. So that was the thing that came in second place. This is the other thing that everybody's got very excited about, is this. Now, I know nothing about it, but if you've noticed the date, again, it's the 1st of September. There's going to be the queue to the Lego store on the 1st of September is going to be absolutely massive because everybody is going to want different things. So if you know who these are or what this is about, then obviously you can enjoy this. I don't, but then the CV show will be coming out soon. So as long as it's going to be coming out when it should be coming out, it should be all right. But from what I've heard and read in the comment section, people really like it. Comes with both ships. People think it's a half decent price. Comes with some good minifigures. I think people said it should come with 2, maybe 3 more to complete the team. But again, I'm going into this completely blind. My Star Wars knowledge is absolutely abysmal compared to anybody else. But it's 1,394 pieces, 1,200 VIP points, item number 75357, and it's obviously meant for a 10 plus. You got your normal write up all up at the bottom. So what do we have? We've got open. So you have got nice options for photos, and that's the thing that I really do like doing. So you got really nice looking minifigures. In all fairness, looks like it might be quite a nice scale because the Mando ship that came out, one of the ships was smaller, and the other one in the shop looks stunning, and that's already in a sale. I think Lego have dropped that. I think they've taken £10 off that set already. So maybe, even though people really like the look of it, maybe that came out a little bit too expensive. So they are adjusting their prices very, very quickly, which is something up until, if I remember rightly, the start of this year, they never did. The price was the price, and that was it. So, but since these price changes, everything keeps. It's almost like, do you get it straight away? Do you not want it? I know a lot of you have FOMO, but I guess in the UK we don't have to worry about that so much because our factories are so much closer. We get our pick a brick from either Denmark or Poland. Our stuff gets shipped in from there. I'm an hour and 20 minutes from actually being able to go over and visit the factory. Then I can just bring over the sets from there, and that's just an hour and 20 flight. Whereas maybe when the stock lands in America, I don't know where your factories and stuff come from. So that might make an interesting live maybe one day. A production, where does it come from, and a production discussion. Right, so I think I've got to be going close to an hour, which means this now, from me going quiet to actually being able to get it up on YouTube, is going to take another 7 or 8 hours because the file size is just that big. So what we'll do, we'll finish on the comic accurate Wolverine claw. So 596 pieces. It's got nice artwork up at the top. It apparently is exactly how it should look like. That is all I'm saying. Apart from the claws, it should be slightly longer. You know where I've got this knowledge from. He has just hit 1,000 subscribers. So again, congratulations to Jay. Head over to his channel and give him a complete well done. But there it is. So that is the comic accurate one. If it goes into a sale, like I said, I might just get it, keep it in the box, and keep him happy, and then just display it somewhere. I don't know what I could do with that, unless I had a very, very painful ride in my theme park, which we could use the claws for. So if you can think of what I can do with that, if I can make that as a rock climbing face or something, let me know, and I will add that in as a bit of an Easter egg somewhere into the Marvel superhero DC section. But guys, if you can like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Again, write in the comments below what you think would be best. What would you like to see with regards to, do you want the Batman stuff? Do you want some Marvel stuff? And also, what is it you would like to see from a live build? Do you like seeing bits and pieces that interest you and are sat on the fence for? Or do you like to see things that you know that you can never get, but you would appreciate if you had, just because of space or whatever like that? So it's always quite interesting to know what is what. Because I didn't think the shadow box would have done so well as what it did, but I think a lot of people like myself were sat on the fence about it. So if I got it, would it encourage you to buy it? Not that that's the reason why I do this. I just do this to sort of have a bit of fun with everybody, and it's just nice to do all the research. And I've always said, if you're into a set and then you do a load of research about it, I think that then gives you memories of getting that set in the first place, and obviously all the films and stuff like that. But waffling, tired, done, finished. I'll say it one more time. So if you can like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care, and I'll catch you next one. Ta-da.